Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk to you about finding your inner passion and finding your joy during these tough and difficult times. We have been surrounded for days with negative news and fear-based media saying, you need to be scared about what's going on with the virus. And yes, we do need to take precaution and we need to heed the advice of the CDC. But I'm not here to talk about that today. I am here to talk to you about how to remain positive and to balance your emotions during these times. When all we listen to are bad news stories, panic stories, it has a tendency to drain our emotion. You can drain your energy just by watching a TV show that is negative. And for me, watching the news is very draining sometimes. So we have to limit ourselves. While I think we need to remain educated and to know what's going on in the world, there's also a time to unplug and step away. Because when we sit and we focus on that intensely over and over again, we just drain ourselves. We drain ourselves emotionally. And when you do that, your mood becomes negative. You're, angry or crabby with your relatives. And if we have to be at home with them, we don't want to be angry with them and in a bad mood and fighting. And some people, it drives crazy to have to sit at home. And I get that. But it's what we have to do right now. So I thought I would do an episode today all about how you can boost your mood and find things to do that will make you happy. So I think one of the lessons in all of this is about learning how to slow down in life, learning how to connect again with that inner child that we all too often ignore. We go through life at a lightning speed pace. And when we do that, we're not listening to our inner child. Most of the time, that inner child gets ignored. But our inner child is what becomes delighted and happy when we do things that we love. So if you love going to the beach, your inner child is that part of you that just lights up when you see the ocean, when you put your feet in the sand or that shoreline when the wave comes in and rushes up to your feet and covers your feet. It's that inner child that becomes just super happy and giddy. And we don't often honor that part of us, the part of us that likes to play. So during this time, it becomes a challenge, I think, to rediscover who that inner child is and what that inner child loves. I think it's the perfect time, if you have to spend any time at home, to do what makes you really happy. For example, my children have started to paint. They're working through the grief with their dad by painting on canvases, which they've never really done before. But now they're painting scenes like my son painted the mountains because some of his best memories of his dad are being in Colorado and going to the mountains. And I love that. I think that's so great. It's a way for them to both honor the memories that they have with him and also get out what they're feeling inside. And they're being creative and honoring their inner child because when they were little, they used to love to paint. I would buy them those paint by numbers things, and they would sit at the table. They would paint for so long. They used to love that as a kid. So now doing that again is like, oh my gosh, this is so great. You're honoring that inner child once more. And I think that for us, it's important to know, what are we passionate about? What do we love? What do we want to start doing again? So maybe you paint or you draw and you just don't have time to do that anymore. Well, now you're going to have lots of time. I mean, I know that many people still have to go to work while this is going on, but in the evenings we can't go to restaurants and bars, at least not in Illinois because they're all closed. So you're going to have some free time. So maybe start doing that thing you used to love to do, like painting or drawing. Or maybe you've always wanted to take a language. Well, there are a lot of free resources online where you could start learning. I know that I used to always want to learn French, and I learned just enough to be dangerous when I go to France and say, I speak a little French and where is the market? And other things that make me just dangerous enough. But now I have time that I could actually start doing that again, picking that back up again and saying, yeah, you know what, I'm going to start learning again. Because learning is fun. Learning a new skill or even picking one up that you used to do but you let go. Maybe you like to write but you got away from that. Start doing that again. Start doing things that bring you joy. There are so many things that we can do while we're in these trying times to really help us get through it. First of all, I am so super thankful that the weather is starting to get better. It's still a little cool here and it's been a little rainy, but I know the weather's going to get nicer. And once it does, I fully plan on going for a walk because although we can't go out in large numbers, we can certainly go take a walk by ourselves. And what a great way to get in tune with Mother Earth and Mother Nature than by going for a walk. Doing a meditation outdoors. I think sometimes just feeling the sun shining on my face makes me feel better. The other thing that is nice is, we're with our families. Why not use this time that we have for quality time, to spend time getting to know each other again? It's kind of nice not having to run from point A to point B to point C to point D all the time. It's nice to have a few moments. Like for me, on my second day of working from home, I'm able to get up and I have time to work out where if I were going to work, I'd have to get up much earlier to do that. But now I can get up and I can work out and still have my office hours from 8 to 1. I can check my students' work and my email in my pajamas or in my workout clothes. I can get some cleaning done while I do this. It's been really a nice thing. And I'm trying to look for the positives because I know some people are like, I'm already so bored, or my family's we're at each other's throats. And I get it. Being at home with young kids, I remember when my kids were toddlers. And sometimes I would just think, I just need a break. I just need a break. And I get that too. But I love all of the great ideas that people are putting together. I know that one of my listeners, Prudence, is a librarian, and she actually put together story time where she's taking a video of herself reading stories for kids. I love, love, love that. That's so great. I used to take my kids to the library for story time, and they absolutely loved it. Another great thing is where I live, the St. Louis Zoo. They took a video of penguins walking around and visiting the other animals because the zoo's closed right now. It was so cute. And those are the kinds of things we need. We need things to lift our spirits. And I love how people are banding together with humor, but also with great ideas to help lift one another up. It's awesome. I love how people are being so creative and thinking outside the box and coming up with ways to make other people happy and smile during these times. That's exactly what we need. We need to be encouraging one another and doing things that lift one another up and raise our mood because, you know what, these are trying times and so many people are resorting to fear-based thinking and we cannot let ourselves do that. We cannot. We've got to maintain positivity and we have to be emotionally balanced. And there are a lot of ways that we can do that. One of the things that I really have tried to do during this time is to get back into my regimen of doing my affirmations during the day, of my morning gratitude, and meditating at night. I had gotten away from some of that stuff because I had spent so much time these past few months, well, not months, but this past month, with my kids and focusing on them, that I kind of put myself on the back burner. And I had a reading the other day, and that was one of the things that came through was, you really need to be taking care of yourself. And I feel like we all do this. We all get so busy in life. We travel through life at warp speeds, and we miss out on so much stuff, including missing out on taking care of ourselves. And we can't fill others' cups if ours are empty. So it's so important for us to make sure that we are establishing those routines of, are we expressing gratitude? Are we using positive affirmations? Are we meditating? Are we tapping? Are we moving our bodies? Are we eating right? Are we getting plenty of sleep? Because I don't know about you guys, but the last few weeks, my sleep patterns have not been great. I go to sleep early, but I wake up every hour. Or I go to sleep and then I have these vivid dreams, and most of the time they turn more like into nightmares, and it wakes me up and then I have a hard time going back to sleep. So I haven't been getting very good sleep lately, or enough sleep. And then there's always Miss Nella, who decides that at 5 o'clock in the morning she'd like to start barking at the birds flying by or the leaves blowing across the driveway. I don't even know what she barks at sometimes. Sometimes I go and look and I'm like, what? There's nothing there. She just likes the sound of her own voice. I get it. Anyway, I was letting all of that stuff go. So what I did yesterday was I was intentional about how I spent my day. And one of the last things I did was I did an energy clearing meditation. And it was so amazing. I slept much better, and I felt like I got a decent amount of sleep, which I needed so desperately. And I was able to get up and work out today and do my gratitude, and I'm going to do another meditation in a little bit. Everything is helping, and there's so many people putting things out there to help others. That's what we need during these trying times. We need people who are banding together to lift up one another. So we're not sitting here stuck in fear, allowing us to go to that doomsday thought mindset that we're going to it's never going to get better and this is the end. We've got to stop that. Okay, the fear-based thinking is not going to help you one bit. It's not going to help you whatsoever. You need to get into the mindset that I am going to make the best of this situation and I'm going to focus on the positive things. And there are so many positive things to focus on right now. First of all, I'm seeing more and more people experience kindness and compassion and show kindness and compassion to others. And I think that we've been missing that for so long. It's kind of sad that it took something of this epic proportion, this pandemic, for people to really return to basic decency and kindness. But I'm really, really glad to see it. And I'm super glad it's back because we need that. We need to stop being selfish and having this me mindset. Instead, we need to be saying, what can I do to help? How can I be of service to others? We need more of that. And during these past few days, I am seeing so many people reach out and either doing things to help others or asking, what can I do? And I love that. That is so awesome. We need more of that. So as you're sitting there, if you're still having to go to work, when you come home and you have your time, because again, if you're like where I live, we can't go to restaurants and that, they're closed right now. Think about how you can spend the most quality time. And if you've got kids, get creative. Find crafts for them to do. The number one advantage we have is that we have internet, and there are so many resources online. Heck, you can even teach your kid a foreign language. You can go online to YouTube, or you can go to other apps that they have. But YouTube has videos to teach kids different foreign languages. It has like cartoons. Immersion is the best way. You can sit them there and have them listen to them, or there are even instructional videos that they can listen to. There are a lot of kids programs for language learning, and it's awesome. And most of the stuff out there is free. So take advantage of that. Or you can do other things with them, like the crafts, painting, like my kids are doing. You can have them paint, or think of some little fun thing for them to do. The stores are still open, so you can still go buy the stuff to do crafts. But now would be a time to really take advantage of this one-on-one time you get with them. And you know what? It's going to be a memory that they'll have. Like, remember that time we all had to stay in the house? Yeah, I remember that. Well, and we did all of those crafts together. We painted. That was so much fun. So we can choose to say, oh my gosh, this is happening. Or we can flip it and we can think of all of the things that we can do with this, and think of all of the ways that we can get through this. And like I said, get in touch with that inner child. Maybe paint with your kids. You may realize, this is so much fun. I love this. I want to keep doing this. Maybe take that language that you've always wanted to take. Read that book that you've always wanted to read. Whatever it is, you need to nourish your mind, body, soul, and emotions during this time. Whatever that is that you need to do, I encourage you to take the time and really get in touch with that inner child. Let that inner child play. I know that a lot of things are closed, but nature is not closed. Yes, I know parks and things are closed, but your backyard is not closed. You can go outside. That's one of the things I was thinking about. I was thinking about how I'm so glad that here the weather is going to be getting warmer and nicer, because you know what? We bought a new grill and I've only used it one time, and we could use this opportunity to grill outside and to sit outside and eat and enjoy nature. We're not quarantined from butterflies and cardinals and all of the other animals that we can watch outside. Now's the time just to enjoy the little things. I think that's so important right now. And make sure that you are nourishing your spiritual self too. Keep doing your meditations. Keep doing tappings. I know that those of you who suffer from anxiety and depression may find this time even harder because you need a distraction. But there are lots of things that you can do. Just think about, what is it that I've always wanted to do, or I've always wanted to try, but I didn't have time? Well, now you have some time. So find what makes your soul sing. And you know what? Journaling is another great way to really get in touch with who you are. And if you've wanted to work on yourself and you just thought, I don't have time, well, now you do. And my Love Your Life program is still on sale for $33. All you have to do is go and purchase it, and then you will be sent an email with your access code, and you can start working on that while you're home. I know I'm going to continue and finish working on my You Are Lovable program, which is all about building your self-esteem and self-worth. And I am really excited about it. I think it's going to be a really cool program. So I will be continuing to work, but also doing things to nourish myself, like working out, doing meditations. And I'm going to try to go live more while I have this time off, either just to do a quick card reading, or maybe to do a quick energy clearing, or just to chat, because I know that people need that. We need human contact, and that is the beautiful thing about having the internet, that we're able to do that. I have a very cute story. My grandmother is 97 years old, And she's in a nursing home right now. And of course, they were quarantined to their rooms. And they have been for a couple of weeks. So we haven't been able to go and see her. And my mom goes to see her every day. Now I go once a week. And I have other family members who only go once every few months. And usually when we go and see her, she just sits. She doesn't really say too much. She seems depressed. Well, she really didn't understand what was going on with this quarantine and when are we ever going to see her again. So my cousin had an idea that we could set up a Facebook account for her and that they could take her a device and she could just connect to Facebook Messenger and we would all be able to talk to her. Now, I had my doubts because I thought, okay, my 97-year-old grandma didn't know how to fix the TV when she accidentally hit the mute button. So how is she going to be able to work this? But lo and behold, with the nurse's help, she called my mom. My mom was able to FaceTime with her, and she was so happy that she was able to see my mom. And then just yesterday, she FaceTimed my mom again, and my brother and I happened to be there. And she talked to both of us, and she still doesn't quite understand it because she talked to my mom and she said, oh, I just got to talk to Chris and I got to talk. And she thought that they were calling from separate places, didn't realize that we were all together. But it was really cool because she was so happy and so excited and she just talked and talked. And normally when you go and visit with her, she just sits and doesn't even say too much. And now I think she herself is really appreciating being able to talk to people. And even people who don't even normally go and see her very often are able to call her and talk to her. So it's like she has more visitors than she had before. So it's an amazing thing, and really glad that my cousin did that for her. And it made my mom feel a lot better too. But there are also a lot of other people who are coming up with such great ideas. I know one of my listeners, Angie, she is putting music out there on Facebook for people. She had a song the other day. It was so pretty. And those kinds of things are really healing to people. So, maybe you've thought about, hey, I'd like to sing and maybe I'll put it out there. Do it. Whatever you're being led to do. I think that the universe is asking us to use our gifts to heal others right now. And that can be in the form of song. It can be in the form of you going to help your neighbors by buying them groceries or whatever it is that you do. We're all gifted in so many ways. And right now we're just being asked to rise to the occasion and to see the positive and the silver lining in this, even though it may seem like there is none. I promise you there is. There are so many amazing things happening because of this. I think that we're experiencing a huge collective shift through all of this. And I think it's going to be for the better because people are actually coming together and showing each other compassion and kindness. And we need so much more of that in this world. And that's what gives me hope through this. So whatever it is that you need to do during this time to take care of yourself, please do it. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Take a hot bath with Epsom salts and your favorite essential oils. Go for a walk. Do something that makes you super happy. Enjoy a nice glass of wine before bed. Or I'm so excited. I love pretzel beer, and Shock Top used to have it, and they're out of it. And a local brewery started making pretzel beer, and I found some yesterday, and I had one, and it is as good as the other was. So I was super excited. So it's the little things like that that make me happy. Can you tell I'm not a very complicated person? But seriously, we have to do things to lift our spirits and to just know this is going to pass. This too shall pass. It may be a while, and as that saying says, it may pass like a kidney stone, but it's going to pass. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through this. Don't panic. Just keep living your absolute best life, okay? I am sending you guys so much love and light. I put a prayer on my Facebook page that If you have a chance to go and see and you want to go and say that prayer as well, or just come up with your own, I think we need to all be collectively praying for the world, for healing. But we're going to get through this. We are. Well, I want to thank you for joining me. I pulled a card for you today, and the card I pulled is from the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. It's Kuan Yin, and the card is Compassion. I didn't even pay attention to what the card was. I think that is, the universe is just amazing. The fact that I was talking about how we needed kindness and compassion, and the card is compassion. So it says, release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Exactly. We need to stop having this me attitude and instead start realizing that the good of all involved is important. I've heard people saying, well, it doesn't matter. I shouldn't have to stay in because even if I get it, I don't have it. And even if I get it, I'll be all right. That's not what this is about. We're staying in because you may pass it along to someone that it could kill. That's why we do this, okay? It's for the good of everyone. And I've heard people talking about, the government wants to possibly pass a stimulus plan in which they would give people money and maybe suspend mortgages. They're just talking about several different things. And I've heard people say, well, that's only for the people who don't have money and lost their jobs. If our taxes go up, I don't want to do that, just griping. And you know what? Again, we need to not just be thinking of ourselves. We need to be thinking of others as well. Because if we were in the shoes of restaurant workers who aren't able to work, I know I would probably be panicked. And so I feel for anyone who's in that position, and I think we need to band together and just help everyone. That's all we can do right now. And we need to do everything we can to be there for one another and to show kindness and compassion. I really think that's what this is all about. So anyway, I hope that you will remember that. And remember, we are all one. We're all connected. So what you do for someone else matters. It's important. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me. As always, if you like this podcast, please share it with others. Please subscribe. Please leave me reviews. All of those things help others find me. And I want to thank you so much to those of you who've already done that and those who will. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, if you haven't purchased my book, Beautifully Broken, it's still available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Goodreads. And if you would leave me a review for my book if you've read it and you liked it, I would so appreciate that. I also want to encourage you to follow me on social media. All of my social media information is in the description to the podcast. I go live on Facebook at 5:30 Central on Mondays, and I will probably be going live a little more often if I'm going to be having time, I think. And I post videos to IGTV, so check out my Instagram. Make sure you follow me so you'll be notified every time I go live. And if you would like to work with me, right now I'm offering a special, a 20-minute energy clearing for $15. I know that staying at home and being cooped up can sometimes make you feel like you're going nuts. You want to climb the walls. So if you need a quick energy clearing, you can get those now for $15. I wanted to do something for the collective that would make it easier for you to take care of yourselves during this time. If you want to work with me any other way, you can go to my website, melissaoatman.com, and check out all of the services I offer. You can purchase the services there, and then you can contact me to schedule. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for being with me. I love you all, and I am sending you so much love and light. Take care of yourselves and take care of others. Have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye, guys.